What if I told you some people can taste words, see music as colors, or even smell diseases before doctors can detect them? Throughout history, rare individuals have displayed abilities so bizarre and extraordinary that they seem like real-life superpowers. Science is only beginning to understand them. So let's explore the strange world of synesthesia, acquired savant syndrome, and other mind-bending phenomena here on MKUSUAL. I could just sit and hear stories of this, like, especially synesthesia, dude.
Yeah.
People are like 9 plus 7, that's purple.
There was I watched a TED Talk of a guy, and he had like a 200 IQ or something crazy, like off the charts.
That is crazy.
But he also had synesthesia, and like the number 3 appeared as like a ball of static, or like it was weirder than I expected.
Yeah.
Like when you see the color purple, you register it as a smell. Like that's kind of simple. But his was like he showed like the alphabet, and it all was like when the letter Q is the smell of roses or whatever. It was like, it was so weirdly specific that I don't know.
Okay, let's get into some examples.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, like, what do these... Okay, I'll just explain. Synesthesia is a neurological condition where one sense involuntarily triggers another sense. People taste sounds, see numbers and color, hear textures. Here's some famous examples. Daniel Tammet, a synesthetic savant, sees numbers as shapes and colors which help him perform incredible mental calculations. Wassily Kandinsky, the famous painter, reportedly saw colors when he heard music, influencing his abstract art. Studies using MRI scans show synesthetes have increased connectivity between sensory regions of the brain. Some researchers believe all humans are born with synesthetic abilities that fade as the brain organizes itself. That makes me want... I mean, I can't help but wonder if it's caused by increased connections, and it might be in babies. Does that mean that they're seeing reality in like a more clear way? Like, is the number 3 red? You know what I mean? Like,
the word programming came to mind, and that culture is a type of programming to limit this.
oh yeah.
And like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really have
Linguistic relativity asserts that language influences worldview or cognition.
Okay, yeah.
Here's other things about synesthesia. There's color and music. Hearing sounds evokes colors. There's grapheme color synesthesia, seeing letters or numbers as colors. Number form synesthesia. Numbers appear as shapes or spatial arrangements. Like
That was kind of like that, yeah.
Taste sound synesthesia. Hearing sounds evokes a taste. Word taste synesthesia. Reading words evokes taste. So, oh my gosh, it affects 2 to 4% of the population.
Wow.
What?
Okay, so it seems like that there's like a hardwiring thing happening
Yeah.
that just doesn't fully... Okay.
I want to see, do people with synesthesia report similar results? Yes. People with synesthesia often report similar experiences. Consistent associations. Many people with synesthesia report having consistent associations. For example, someone who perceives a specific color when they hear a certain note will usually experience that same color every single time. But I want to know... I want to know if the subjects.
Like between individuals, like if they hear an A minor, it's a blue color or whatever. Like, would they both experience blue from the same note?
Yes. So I'm asking, the two people with synesthesia see the same color with the same number, for instance. One person might see the number 3 as red, while another person might see the same number as blue. Some parts of synesthesia are individual based on neural wiring. However, some commonalities can occur with people with grapheme color synesthesia, associating letters or numbers with color, for instance. Many people agree that number 3 is commonly associated with red. Oh, that's weird that I said that.
That's very weird.
You know those like memes where they're like, what color were your folders? Like blue is for English, green is for science or whatever. And like it is weird because every time you see that and you check the comment section, like there does seem to be like this weird agreement.
Yeah.
Like math is red. What are some examples of this being studied or tested? I just want to know if there is an underlying reality behind this. So Marr et al., a classical study in 2006, tested consistency of synesthetic associations. Participants were asked to name the colors they saw in response to letters and numbers, and the study found that many participants had consistent associations over time, even after several months.
That's weird. Like, can it change? Like, do you have to constantly relearn things? So you would think if you're like a 3 is red person, it's going to be 3 is red for the rest of your life.
You would think, yes.
That kind of, the way that was worded kind of implied that maybe there was variation over time, which would be just fucking so disorienting and like frustrating, I would think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
Like,
like,
if I
oh,
was a
man,
person-
4 is blue today.
Right.
Now I got to deal with this shit.
Like, the other thing is, like, do they actually, like, if you have synesthesia and I write the number 4, does it appear the same? Like, do you perceive the shape of the 4, but it just, in your head, it's...
I wonder if different, like, fonts.
Yeah, there's so many questions here.
I must ask, do different fonts or instruments being used affect this? Yes, different fonts and instruments can affect synesthesia. Fonts can alter color perception. A might appear red in a serif font, but the same letter could appear yellow or green in a sans serif font. Fonts with distinctive shapes or ornate designs could alter the sensory experience, making the color more vivid if it's bold or italicized. A study by Simner et al. Found that they do sometimes report differences. Instrument choice affects color perception. So there might be like a pitch and timbre thing going on. This, I mean, I'm inclined to think that there's like a reality to this. Like, I mean, like maybe there is something about 3 that is a jumbled... I mean, I don't know. Or maybe it's programming.
Well, the thing I was saying about the programming is, like...
That programs it out of us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be very useful, like, biologically, I would think. I think it would be kind of irritating. I guess that one guy can use it to be like a calculator.
You would want to know that, like, oh, if this like blue tree frog in the Amazon is poisonous,
Yes.
you would want to like know that all the time.
Yeah.
or like
mold on bread, or
yeah.
Yeah, you'd want to know a certain color sky means something.
But then there's like, maybe there's like we have more intuitive knowledge than we like come into the world with more knowledge and understanding because of this. So like is programmed out.
Yeah, maybe the
And then we
the
have to, like-
senses. that just rewires. I guess. I don't know.
Because I have to like learn that almonds smell good, but it could also be cyanide. But I might know that intuitively that like this thing is poisonous. I don't have to learn it. I just know it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It is like evolutionary beneficial when you're very little.
Right.
That to me seems like a psychic ability. All right, next. Number 2, acquired savant syndrome. Accidental geniuses. A rare condition where ordinary people suddenly gain extraordinary abilities, usually after a head injury or neurological event. Famous cases include Derek Amato. After a concussion, he became a piano virtuoso. Despite never playing before, he claims he could see the music as a block in his mind. Orlando Searle, after a baseball hit his head, developed perfect calendar memory, instantly recalling every day of the week for any date. Every day. I know all the days of the week.
Monday, Tuesday.
After getting hit in the head with a baseball bat, he could lift off 6 of the 7 days of the week.
Do that thing. Do that thing where you say all of them.
Others believe parts of the brain normally inactive become hyperactive, compensating for damage. Or that the rewiring of the brain after trauma unlocks dormant abilities. But how could it be dormant like the piano player guy? Like, that's not like this to me sounds like Akashic record shit.
That's what I was going to say. Again, this makes me think of like the programming idea where it's like these latent abilities are there. Because the word dormant made me think this, but like we have to run this programming. I have to go to job, have a wife, get a house, like whatever example or culture you live in, but like those latent abilities might be suppressed.
Yes.
Maybe, and I'm not saying like necessarily deliberately, but
like you said earlier, you have to survive. Well, I've looked up other examples. But dude, to me, knowing how to play the piano out of nowhere,
yeah,
that tells me there's like some Platonic record somewhere of how to play the piano. I do, man. After our episode on, what was Edgar Casey? What episode did we bring him up in? The Pyramid Power Plant.
Yes.
I believe in the Akashic records, dude.
Yeah. I don't know a ton about I understand the concept of that, but I don't know a ton about it. But yeah, it's like tied into a bunch of the other stuff we talked about like being trapped on a soul harvesting planet.
Yeah.
And not being able to reach our full potential, which would be like through those things would be our spiritual development. Like music, you can achieve like this. I don't know.
Alonzo Clemens suffered a traumatic brain injury. No particular interest or talent in art. After the injury, he developed an extraordinary ability to sculpt realistic and detailed animals from clay. Known as one of the most talented self-taught sculptors in the world. Jason Paget. No prior background in mathematics. In 2002, he was attacked in a bar, resulting in traumatic brain injury, developing extraordinary ability to perceive complex mathematical patterns as geometric shapes. He began drawing intricate fractals and geometrical patterns connected to mathematical concepts like Euclidean geometry and quantum mechanics. Now, how the hell? That's interesting to me.
It's like the opposite of Good Will Hunting. He's like dumb and then goes to the bar.
Yeah.
And gets smart. The other guy's smart. He's trying to dumb himself down to cope.
Jason's story was highlighted in the documentary The Man Who Was Stuck in a Dream. Went from an average man to someone with highly specialized mathematical skills, and one of the most well-known documented examples. Brad Williams, no musical ability. He can now hear and reproduce music. He's become a skilled composer and performer. Otto Rangel, a businessman with no special interest in mathematics, had a stroke. He developed a deep ability to solve complex mathematical problems that were far beyond what he had ever learned. See, that like math is a language.
Yeah.
So to like know the language intuitively to me means that there's a place out there somewhere where the math problems are like real things. Maybe.
Math is not real. You heard it here first.
Math is not real. Math is real.
I get what you're saying.
How about this? The woman who can smell Parkinson's disease, Joy Milne, a retired nurse from Scotland, can detect Parkinson's disease by smell years before doctors can diagnose it. She noticed her husband's scent changed a decade before he was diagnosed. Scientists tested her by giving her 12 shirts, 6 from Parkinson patients, 6 from healthy individuals. She correctly identified all Parkinson cases, even one that had not been diagnosed yet. Researchers found Parkinson patients produced unique odor compounds in their skin, and they're now developing early diagnostic tests based on her ability. Are there dogs who smell disease?
Yeah, there's definitely cancer.
That freaks me out every time a dog sniffs me. There are cancer dogs. I know.
You live with a dog that probably smells you every day.
I know. Damn it. Dogs can smell diabetes, epilepsy, infections. That one makes sense. Malaria, Parkinson's disease, COVID-19. Dogs have been used in airports and other locations to screen people for COVID-19. Acting as a rapid detection method, their ability to detect the virus could be quicker than other forms of testing. Dude, they got to just have a dog at the doctor's office. They got to be like, you check out. That would suck. You're just in the waiting room and they just bring the cancer dog out.
Fuck.
Oh no, I'm going to die. And this dog hates me. Okay.
That would suck. I never thought about that. Imagine being hated by a dog. I mean, just for like doing nothing. Obviously, if you like.
What was that cat?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
The nursing home death cat?
Yep.
Nursing home death cat, known as Oscar the cat, gained widespread attention for his ability to predict the imminent death of patients in the Steerhouse nursing and
the word imminent.
I know.
Aren't all deaths imminent?
He was known for his strange behavior of sitting beside or curling up with patients who were near death, typically within 4 hours of their passing. He did this with remarkable accuracy. He would quietly enter rooms. How does a cat loudly enter a room? Lie down next to a patient and often stay there until the person died. Dude, I would be like, get this freaking cat out of this nursing home. I would not want the death cat walking around me, dude.
It's just like, what if it just likes you and every day it comes in?
You're like,
and hangs out
oh,
with you?
this is the day. He predicted over 50 deaths.
I don't know. Yeah, the imminent death thing. Also, like, they're all in a nursing home, so they're all
Yeah,
pretty
but to
close.
pick them out one by one,
I know.
you know?
It's just, it's bizarre. It's just like also.
His role in the nursing home was a source of comfort. No.
See, I would feel that way too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would like.
I would think the cat was like cursed.
I would want to know. It's like, what if like you had regrets and you're like, we're in denial Like, I would want to know.
Oh, yeah. You're like, my time hath come. Oscar the cat.
Yeah.
You think on Halloween they dressed him up like a little mini Grim Reaper?
He wears a little costume, like, it bounces
A
when he
little
walks.
scythe. Number 4, superhuman pain resistance. Some people naturally feel little to no pain due to a rare genetic mutation in the SCN9A gene. Famous cases include Jo Cameron, a Scottish woman who never felt pain. Which, this one's weird to me. She only realized this was unusual in her 60s.
What?
That doesn't make... Wouldn't you like you're watching a movie and you're like, why are they making those faces?
Yeah, like, she had to have, like, slammed her finger, like done something to injure herself.
Yeah.
And
This would be incredibly dangerous. But
Yeah.
apparently she also heals quickly and never experiences anxiety.
I want
that.
Yeah. The no pain thing, I mean, you can, like, I guess, understand that things are dangerous,
Yes.
but, like, I don't know. What if...
But dude,
And I guess I can't really think of a lot of things where you would be, like, dangerously injured and not know what happened. Like, there would be some other sign.
yes.
Like, oh, I fell down and hit my head. My brain's in there. I should be worried. Like,
right.
or if you got shot, obviously there would be a hole and you would bleed. Like,
Someone needs to shoot this lady and see what she says. No, don't do that. It was
do
a
not
joke. Please do not shoot anybody. Science behind it. The mutation affects pain signaling pathways, essentially turning off certain pain receptors. Scientists are studying this to create new painkiller drugs that mimic the mutation. I'm looking at pain-killing drugs based on genetic mutation of not feeling pain. Let's see here.
fentanyl.
Meth. I bet meth. It's hard to feel pain on. Gene therapy for pain relief. Some researchers are looking into gene therapy as a way to address genetic mutations that cause chronic pain, or using it as treatment.
This made me think of, like, CRISPR and making super soldiers. Or,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
modifying human beings. Because if it's, like, from this one gene, they could just flip it whatever way they need to. And now they have soldiers who don't feel pain.
Meth. That's a meth. That's how the Germans gave some of their soldiers amphetamines.
Yeah.
So that one, I don't know. The jury's out on me. To me, if that's a superpower or not. 'Cause I don't know, man. You could like sprain an ankle or something, and you would just be walking on it.
That's true.
If you had like arthritis, you could have been treating it, but you don't feel pain. Of course, she's like Wolverine. She heals up. So
Yeah. It's also like, blind people have better hearing. Does like this lack of pain enhance other sensations? Like, how does it affect her pleasure receptors? Like, does she bust really huge nuts?
we had to ask.
She busting real huge?
I don't understand how she would never realize that.
Yeah, this in her 60s thing is crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
She never like got hit or like fell over and was like
dodgeball. People just think she's a fucking badass. Takes the red tire ball to the face, and she's like, no.
Study reveals unique molecular machinery of woman who feels no pain. You could you're okay. Well, yeah, that's interesting to me. All right, here's the last one. Hyperthymesia. The ability to remember every day of your life. This to me sounds like torture. Also called highly superior autobiographical memory, or HSAM. That's not a very good name. This ability allows people to recall every detail of their past, including dates, conversations, and even what they ate years ago. Jill Price, the first known case, can remember what she was doing on any given date back to childhood. Mary Lou Henner, actress from the TV show Taxi, has HSAM and has helped researchers study the phenomenon. I gotta look her up. I don't know. She's not the lady married to. Okay. Okay. That's got to be really helpful as an actor.
Yeah.
You could literally read everything once and then just recall reading it. Oh God, you could recall emotions.
See, this would be like most of my life is boring.
Yeah, see, I feel like this might drive you insane. Because, like, the significant memories would be, like, the same as, like, stubbing your toe, you know?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, okay. Yes, you would remember every horrible thing, but don't you kind of anyway?
That's true.
And the thing that I lose are, like, the things that are harder to recall are, like, moments of joy. Like, probably small moments of joy that you've had throughout your life that just fade away. But like pain is there to protect you, and joy is just there to like kind of move you down a path that's healthy, right?
Don't you feel though like having a memory of every ham sandwich you've ever eaten and being like March 3rd, 1993, April 11th, 1994, like don't you feel like there'd be some crushing weight? Like I wonder what her dreams are like.
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it would just be like any other. To me, I feel like it would. I mean, it could bother you if you obsessed, but that's true about anything.
That's true.
The ham sandwich thing would torment me because I hate ham. But that's just me.
I guess you'd have that many more. Dude, I think about this sometimes. Well, first I'll say MRI scans show these individuals have larger temporal lobes and a caudate nuclei associated with memory and organization. Some experts believe we all have this ability but lack the brain structure to access it efficiently.
So after this, will you hit me in the head with a baseball bat?
Oh, yeah. Of course
So
we're
I
going to do
can
that.
Develop super memory and no pain feeling and
Tune in tomorrow to meet Genius Nick.
just drew.
See, he can't forget anything. What was that? I sometimes think, like, when I'm going to bed at night, I think about how, okay, you sleep a third of your life.
Yeah.
Okay, this lady would remember every day of third grade. I might have, like, 3 or 4 memories from that year. From a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, like, as a percentage of your experience, I mean, you probably remember, like, a tiny fraction.
Less than 10%. Like memories that you can recall. But even like, there's even like memory distortion. So like,
yes,
it distorts over time because you can't actually remember it.
Some people believe memories are like kind of more like composites.
That makes sense.
But apparently not exactly, because this lady would remember everything. But yeah, I mean, okay, so you think you're not conscious, and then of the time you're alive, I would think way less than 10%, because that would be like if you remember 37 days of information a year, like the full. That to me seems like a lot, dude. Like you might remember one event that happened in a day, and that's the only memory you have from like that week.
Right. Yeah, 10 probably is a lot.
It's an unsettling thought experiment. You don't have a lot to go off of when you wake up. You're like, yep, I'm still me. I think.
Well, the temporal lobe, obviously temporal or Latin tempus meaning time. That's interesting. And it also made me think of, again, I bring this up every chance I get, but the movie Waking Life is like what you just said. Like you wake up and like, well, I guess I'm still me. But like he keeps waking up into a dream where he's like, it's like a slightly different reality every time.
Oh. That would be hell.
Different context, but like, yeah, it made me think of that.
You could wake up tomorrow and be this Scottish woman.
It's true.
And you'd only have like 30 memories of you. All right, like and subscribe. Drop your worst memory. Love you. Bye.